AM 1170, The Answer. KCBQ.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170, The Answer. My name is Kyle Whissel, your host with Whissel Realty. Joined as always by Mr. Jason Hall with Team Home Loans and the Los Angeles Chargers fan club president. And our special guest in this segment is Mr. Arash Rokni, one of the newest members of the Whissel Realty team. Welcome to the studio, buddy.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's good to have you. So you recently, how long ago did you move to San Diego?
It's been about 2.5 years.
So let's talk about that. San Diego, and part of the reason the Chargers aren't in San Diego anymore is that probably half of the population of San Diego was not born and raised in San Diego. There's a lot of people that have moved to San Diego to get away from whether it be the traffic or the weather or whatever it is in a lot of the other parts of the country, have moved to San Diego because it's America's finest city. It's beautiful here. So talk about your journey. What led you guys to be one of those that moves to San Diego?
Well, it all started about 10 years ago. Came here once on vacation, and man, it was always a dream. One day, we'll make the move. And it wasn't until my wife got a job transfer here. All my family's back in D.C., and she asked me, and I, without a second hesitation, I was like, yep, let's move. So I'm one of the lucky ones. I actually made the drive from D.C. to here, and that was a nice 4-day drive with just me and my pup. My lovely wife and my mom got to fly here, so that was a...
Were you trailering all your stuff? Or did you even bring anything with you?
Well, we had a 3-month-old puppy, and she didn't want to fly the dog, so I got volunteered for that nice drive.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was 10 years in the making. Finally moved here, and love it. It's one of these cities where
it's always shining, right?
Right.
It's always right. This is why we pay the big bucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a vibrant city. There's so much to do. I mean, if you're an outdoorsy person, I mean, with the weather alone, I mean, you have opportunities to go hike, walk, swim, hit the beach. You've got mountains here, desert. I mean, it's everything under the sun. And, for the afternoon, you can go head down to Mexico, hit up Rosarito, Tijuana, go grab food. I mean, everything you want is literally within, it's a
30
day's
minutes
trip.
max,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, no matter where you live in San Diego, unless there's a horrible traffic or accident, you can be in the ocean, you can be in Mexico, you can be in Oceanside, you can be on top of Cowles Mountain, or however Kyle pronounces Cowles. Coles, there you go. And so you could be out in the mountains, and it's amazing. Now, here's one thing. I asked somebody that's been here from Chicago, a past client of Kyle's and ours, and I was talking to him recently, and I was like, hey, now that you guys have moved from Chicago to, the Illinois area to San Diego, what's the biggest change? What's the biggest thing? And, of course, everybody says weather. He says, but you know what the problem is? I go, what's the problem? He goes, this is the land of procrastination. I go, what do you mean by that, Dean? He goes, well, when you live in Illinois, the weather storm's coming, the snow's coming, the rain's coming, this is coming, and you've got to get all these honey-do lists. You got to get your grass ready. You got to get the garage ready. You got to get your boat ready. Your car's got to get ready. You got to do all these things. Here, we'll just golf today. We'll do that tomorrow. He goes, and I found out tomorrow never comes, Jason. Everything my wife told me to do, I've been here 3 years. I haven't done it yet. He's like, it's crazy. And I really made sense. I mean, I'm born and raised here, and I'm like, you're right. I've never had to get prepared for weather and prepared whether I'm going to work or not work. But can you share with us, kind of your take on that?
Absolutely. So, first off, time doesn't seem to travel here. So back home, I lose track of time. Back home, I would say, okay, what day is it today? Oh, today's Friday because yesterday it was rainy. 2 days ago it was cold. Here it's like, what day is it today? It's like, all right, today's 75. Yesterday was 75. So you kind of just like, next thing you know, you open up your eyes and it's like, 2 months later. But yeah, it's a different pace. Back home, we've got a ton of traffic. So it's pretty much on par with the LA area. So
because it's a small DC, I've never been there, but it's a very small place with a ton of people.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people are commuting in for work.
Right. So I lived in Northern Virginia, which is right across the river. So you've got DC proper, you've got Northern Virginia, then you've got like Southern Maryland, and they're all going into DC. So we just don't have enough freeways. And they're always packed. I mean, it's...
Well, speaking of freeways and traffic and making that travel, here's something that Kyle probably knows, but a lot of our listeners don't know. Explain to me and our listeners What's a slug and what's a slug lane?
Slug in a slug lane.
Have you been? So my father-in-law also lived in Virginia and was working in D.C., and he would stand in the slug lane. And he said what that is people would pick you up so that you could get in and they could be a carpool and you could be in the carpool lane. And they literally had, I believe it was a slug or snail, something like that. They literally stood there and they had you couldn't ask certain questions. Don't talk politics. Don't talk religion. And if the Redskins lost, you don't talk about the Redskins, right? And literally,
which was every Sunday,
people would drive through there and drive back. And so sometimes when he was in a hurry and he was driving, he would pick up a slug, have them get in the car. So this is kind of pre-Uber. And literally, they would just drive. They don't pay nothing because that person actually helped you get in the carpool lane. And so it actually made your commute faster.
Yeah.
And they got to go free. I mean, imagine that if we had slugs sitting at the carpool lanes here in San Diego. Sometimes, like right here at UTC, where our studios are, this line could be an hour just to get on the freeway. I mean, somebody would be smart just to say, hey, you know, that carpool lane there takes 5 minutes. Hey, I'll jump in your car. Just got to drop me off at this exit.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, well, traffic got to the point where we have not only just regular HOV lanes, which is two people per car, but we had a HOV 3. So you had to have 3 people in the car. One freeway in particular, 66, the entire freeway, all 4 lanes would be HOV in the morning going into the city. So
that's crazy.
It is crazy.
I've never heard of anything like that.
So there'd be a ton of traffic on 66 building up to the point where the entire freeway turns into HOV. So at that point, people are taking the little artery highways to get into the
And then
city.
that would be crazy on those artery highways. But I like the fact that they make people carpool, think ahead, plan ahead, and actually make an easier commute. And that way you should be well taken care of. It's kind of the same thing when we tell people with real estate and getting properly pre-approved, have a plan. If you can't buy today, what do you got to do so you can buy next week, next month, next year?
Right. Absolutely. I agree. But yeah, I mean, we love it here. It's been a nice little ride. We started out living downtown, and it's one of these cities where...
With a puppy downtown?
With a puppy downtown in Little Italy.
I don't know how you guys do that.
Yeah.
I know Craig Sewing does the same thing, or at least he did. I know he's moved now, but he was in Little Italy and had his dog, and he just takes it out, you know, so you can go to the bathroom, does your stuff, bring your bag, I guess, carry it around.
Yep.
I don't know where they pee. There's not much trees. It's all cement.
On the cement.
So I'm not certain about that, but
on the cement.
To a dog lover myself, I can't imagine, you know, walking my dog where it's 100% cement.
Yeah. He actually.
What was that like?
He popped a squat while we were crossing the street one day in front of a car
in front
at
of the
stop
traffic.
sign.
You got to go.
And it's like, you know, you can't tell a dog to hurry, so I'm just like, sorry.
Wow.
This will be a minute.
Wow.
That
just made radio, Kyle.
That's it. That's epic. I'm sure everybody's getting a lot of value out of it.
Can we record that taping, keep that example? Can I
love you.
repurpose that, Brian?
You're listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170 The Answer. We're talking with Arash, the newest member of the Whissel Realty team, recently relocated out here from the DC area. So now that you're here, what have you learned about San Diego? And if somebody else, you know, just relocated or is thinking about relocating here, like what are some tips for them?
My tips are, you know, really just take your time. There's a lot that the city has to offer. So it's really just, you know, kind of figure out what it is that you're looking to get out of the city. You know, we've got a booming downtown area, which, you know, has all those skyscrapers. You know, that's where you'll find, you know, a lot of like the bars and the nightlife. But, I mean, we've got how many beaches, you know, all along the coastline. We've got all these laid back beach towns. You know, if you're a surfer, you know, you can go out to the bay and do a bunch of paddle boarding. You know, it's a real dog friendly environment here. So we've got, you know, tons of dog beaches.
Dog parks, everything.
Yeah. You know, if you want to
You can take your dog anywhere with you nowadays.
You know, you can take your dog. It's, you know, you're actually not allowed into Home Depot without your dog now.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's the reason I haven't been to Home Depot in a while. Wow.
Right.
What happens if your dog just wants to squat?
You know, you got to do what you got to do. But, you know, it's got everything. It's got like the laid back beach vibe here. You know, you've got the more vibrant
tons
downtown.
of hiking and mountains, right?
Tons of hiking.
And we saw Kyle posting. Where were you, Kyle, this weekend?
Coles Mountain.
Coles, which I refer to cows, but I've only been here, you know, 15 years longer than you, but who knows? You know, or maybe how many years is it?
How long have you been here?
11 years between you and I. 11 years. All right, 11 years, and I'm the old Jason, only being 11 years old than Kyle. But that's all right.
Right.
So you see the hiking.
In the wintertime, you can head down to Big Bear and go snowboarding. You can literally drive back in time to, catch a sunset, go hit the beach. I mean, the possibilities are endless here. We've got Temecula, which is kind of like a baby Napa Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got everything here.
Yeah.
So
that's
a
why
great place.
That's why I love it, but that's why I will not support a Charger team who leaves San Diego, Kyle.
So, Arash, where did you guys decide to plant your roots when you came to San Diego?
So we initially came. We went to.
You were saying Little Italy, right?
Little Italy, yeah. We saw the farmers market there and instantly fell in love. It was just.
So
love
how
at
long were
first
you down
sight.
there?
We were there for 8 months. We were in a lease, and we broke the lease in order to buy a house. And we bought in Bay Park.
Nice.
And it was actually because of the dog. We felt bad. He's a pit bull. And
yeah,
so
needs a little bit of grass, a little bit of dirt.
We felt bad. We were like, he doesn't get to run around. So, yeah, we went out to Bay Park, which is right along like the bay. And
so if anybody doesn't know where Bay Park is, it's right off Claremont Drive and 5. You're looking right at Mission Bay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're
Okay.
1 exit away from the beach or 3 exits from downtown.
I think it's a great community. One of the best communities and some of the most beautiful views you'll see.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Every night we're lucky enough to catch that sunset, and it's amazing.
So how long you been there now?
We have been there for a year and a half now.
All right, and now you're getting in the real estate business?
Yeah. Got licensed a year ago, and with the number 1 team here in Whissel now, just love the ride. It's been an incredible journey.
It is, and as we talked about during the break, you got the best sales leader in Kyle, right? So he's got the best sales tools. He had somebody on earlier with Agent Legend. I mean, he helps tons of people. What he can't help is people have the drive to actually want to succeed.
Sure.
But if you have the drive, anything's possible. I mean, Kyle, you've got people. I mean, give us just a rough idea of what some of your agents are making that you've helped. You've helped people that never made $100,000 easily make over $100,000.
Yeah, our goal when we bring a new agent on the team is for them to make $75,000 their first year in the business and then get up into 6 figures their second year in the business.
So now that you've been a broker 10 plus years, you've probably helped 10, 15, 20 people make over 6 figures?
Yeah, I mean, just last year, between the entire company, we brought in over $5 million in revenue to the company, split up amongst all the team members. And this year, we're on track to get closer to even $6 million coming in. And that's going out to all of these people that we're employing here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you're an agent out there or somebody thinking about, should I get in real estate? San Diego is the most beautiful place, like Arash has been talking about. Jason, Kyle, all of us love San Diego. There's really no other team you should probably at least interview with Kyle. He doesn't take any agent. Most brokers, if you have a license or you have a desire to get a license, they will take you for no matter what. They don't even interview you, right? You can only come onto Kyle's team with a multiple interview. So it's not just one person. He has multiple people actually sign off, make certain that you're the right team fit, that you're the right person. They're going to actually invest time, energy, and money. And the great thing about Kyle is he'll not only bring you on the radio, but he'll provide you with leads, right? And that's key. Most people talk a game, but they actually, Kyle and the team actually back it up. And that's, for somebody that knows hundreds and hundreds of agents currently right now, that's the one thing, Kyle, you always back up the talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, so if you're interested in learning more about joining the Whissel Realty team, give us a call, shoot us a text, 619-663-7355, 619-663-7355. We're going to head to a break. When we get back, Jason, I want to talk to you about the client I was texting you about last night, who is a self-employed business owner, him and his wife, and want to just share that story. Maybe that connects with you if you're listening to the show and you run your own business. You're listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170, The Answer.
AM 1170, The Answer. KCBQ.